It's rare that a single product can divide the tech space as much as the RTX 3080 Ti just did. Because on one side you have people saying that anyone who buys it is a fool and that Nvidia is also a fool for releasing this card, while on the other hand people are saying, yeah, it's a graphics card, it's decent I guess. People have been battling it out ever since the card came out, and even bigger YouTubers like Gamers Nexus and Linus Tech Tips are also getting into this very heated debate. But I know that you're all here to hear my opinion, aka the correct answer to the question of exactly how bad or how good the RTX 3080 Ti really is. So the main philosophical question here that everyone has a different opinion about is if the RTX 3080 Ti is a slightly better RTX 3080 or a slightly worse RTX 3090. And the real answer, well, it's kind of both. From a more objective standpoint, all three cards do use the same GA102 GPU, meaning that they are in fact really closely related, like the average pair of people in rural America. And looking at them, of course, one of the main things that stands out as a difference is the amount of memory, with the 3080 having 10 gigs, 3080 Ti having 12 gigs, and 3090 having a staggering 24 gigs. And that of course being one of the main reasons why the 3090 is also one of the most expensive ones out of all three of them at $1,500 MSRP. When looking at memory, we also see our very first hint as to who the 3080 Ti may actually be for. People who do need more than 10 gigs of VRAM, but don't need as much as 24. Now that may sound like a very niche audience, but do keep in mind that especially professionals, they will spend a lot of money on a good graphics card. And that's not even mention the fact that the 3080 Ti is finally a direct replacement for previous generation flagships. Because up until this point, the more reasonably priced flagship of the 30 series has been the 3080 with just 10 gigs of RAM. So people upgrading from previous gen flagships like the 2080 Ti or even a 1080 Ti would actually be losing memory if they upgraded to a 3080. Granted, they will be earning a lot of extra performance, but they will be losing that memory advantage, and especially now when high resolution gameplay is becoming much more popular. And remember, people who do pay that much for a graphics card are usually the ones that are also able to afford high resolution gameplay, well, they could use all the memory they could get. So the 3080 Ti is finally a no compromises card for those people. They get to enjoy the much higher performance of Ampere while also not sacrificing how much memory the graphics card has. Not to mention that is also something I've been advocating quite a lot recently ever since these shortages began. And that is that it's a perfect opportunity for people to be able to buy slightly higher end cards because, well, people can't buy cards now anyway. So they have the perfect opportunity to save a bit of money, and by the time that stock normalizes, they might find themselves in a position where if before they were only able to afford say a 3070, well now they could go in and treat themselves to something even better like say a 3080 or even a 3080 Ti. Though again, you have people saying, well, who on earth would buy a 3080 Ti seeing how much more it costs compared to a 3080 for the little performance gains. And let's be honest, many people won't care about having a mere 2 gigs of extra VRAM. So even though that is true, keep in mind that people who do have the kind of money to be able to buy a 3080 Ti, which costs what, $1,200, those kind of people won't care about having the best value card or having the most FPS per dollar they spend. But those kind of people can simply afford to treat themselves to a 3080 Ti and not having to worry about maybe not being the best value card. Because let's be honest, the 2080 Ti wasn't the best value card as well, but people still went for it simply because it was, well, a good card with good performance and tons of VRAM. And don't get me started on the dumbest part of this entire debate, and that is when people complaining about how scalper pricing is not really talked about and how MSRP is very misrepresentative nowadays. Like, what? And that also just makes me so disappointed in other tech publications, other tech YouTubers, basically other people like me whose job it is to inform all of you about what cards to buy. We should not be talking about scalper pricing. We should not be comparing cards to MSRP versus scalper pricing or scalper pricing to scalper pricing. No. We should be essentially ignoring that there is a chip shortage going on right now, and we should be just comparing cards to each other based on MSRP. And we shouldn't be saying to people as well, just buy whatever card you can get right now, even if it's not the best value card or the best card that's suited well to them. we should be comparing cards like we would in any other situation, because no one should be buying cards right now anyway, unless you're super lucky to get yourself a card at MSRP. Simply put, we should just compare cards as is, forget that there is a shortage going on, so that people know what card to buy exactly when this is all over. But let me know, what do you think about this whole debate surrounding the RTX 3080 Ti? And while you're still here, if you want to see more awesome videos on this channel, then maybe check out my Patreon, because even $1 a month goes a long way and help out my channel. So check it out, it's going to be down in the video description below. It truly goes a long way and allows me to make better videos for you, so in the end you and others benefit greatly from it. I'd also love to thank my patrons Kevin Burns, Brian, LKB, Naomi Sushi, Meg Sumner, Blake the Rake, and Roland Cloaker. Thank you guys so much, your support truly goes a long way. So that's going to be down in the video description below, along with our Amazon Associates links. So if you want to buy anything for Amazon, use those links, it truly helps a lot as well. Down there's also our old customs link if you want to get 5% off one of the awesome keyboards, plus our Discord servers down there as well, and also our social media links. But anyway, that's about it, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone, goodbye.